Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Final Fantasy VII. I apologize for last episode. The recording, I hit a button and the recording stopped because it actually took me out of the game. And when I went back in, I didn't realize that it stopped recording. So I finished up the mini game, which I did horrible at anyways, and for the motorcycle, and then we fought Motorball, which is the last boss before leaving, and then we had a little conversation with our party about what we're going to do next, and then here we are outside of Midgard. What they want us to do is Barrett wants to meet us at Kalm, which is this town right over... Oh, I think I went up too far. It's a town right over here, and we're going to get a lot of backstory of Cloud, or in this case, Flounder. And this episode's probably going to be a big one, just because I want to do the entire Kalm episode just in one shot, instead of trying to make it two different videos. Alright, and basically, since this is the first commentary I've had, where Flounder, he was recruited by Avalanche, which is really a terrorist organization, but their whole goal is to save the planet from the Shinra, which is the owners, big corporation of Midgard. And in fact, they own a lot throughout the entire world. They basically own everything. There's only a few towns, I would say, that aren't run by the Shinra Corporation. So we met our party members. We did everything, obviously, that we're supposed to in the big city. And we ended up having to rescue Eris, and that's what we did, and now we're here. We did learn a little bit about Sephiroth, which was the guy that they were talking about with the sword who killed the president. Learned a little bit about Genova, which is Sephiroth's mother, which we will find out here in this cutscene, or not cutscene, but this whole story here when we head into Kalm. But I wanted to talk a little bit about my past episodes. I do realize that I screwed up. It hasn't been mentioned in the comments yet, but I screwed up. I didn't get the enemy skill materia after I fought the specimen. I can't remember exactly what the boss's name was, but it was the specimen, the one you fight right when you rescue Eris. There was an enemy skill materia inside the containment, and I never went in and picked it up. Because I think I was trying to end the episode, and I was rushing to get to a save spot. That was my fault. All right, so we're gonna head into Kalm. We're gonna head into the inn and start getting all the backstories. I may do a little bit of shopping beforehand. That way, I don't have to do it next time. Alright, so yeah, we're going to come in here, and they're basically going to tell us this is where we're going to meet. We're going to meet in that inn. You don't have to go in right away, which I'm not going to. There's actually a bunch of stuff you can get. I guess I can make this, there's something in here. Yep. No, one of the optional party members, because there are 2 optional party members that you can choose to get or not to get. And I believe, I might be mistaken on this, but I think his best weapon is somewhere around here. It might not be. Is there something in here? Yes. I'm just going to check these real quick, and then I will start. This will probably be close to an hour, if not longer, for this episode. It's the Peacemaker? Yep. I don't know if that's his best weapon or not. It might not be. But that is a weapon for Vincent, who we will meet later on in Niblehem, which is Flounder's hometown. I think that's it. Oh, yeah. Oh. Guard sources. Those are nice. Sources will increase your attributes permanently. And later on to help you with the super bosses, because there are 2 super bosses. Ruby weapon and Emerald weapon. And I have never beaten either one of them. They're extremely hard, but I never took the time to try to beat them. Oh, and if you talk to this guy, in fact, if you talk to this guy later on, I'm not going to talk to him now, but later on in the game, he asks for an item. I think it's some type of book, and you have to morph an enemy into the book. And what it does is you give him the book, and he gives you the underwater materia, which allows you to breathe underwater with, and you fight Emerald Weapon underwater, and there's a 20-minute time limit. Well, with the underwater materia, that 20-minute time limit is taken away. But I see there's so many videos out there. You can beat him in less than 20 minutes. Alright, the item store. No, I don't want to go here. Alright, I will make this quick, guys, just because we want to get on with the game. Alright, the material, let's see. Oh, I think Earth. Yeah, I want Earth. I have Poison, Steel, Heal. We want Heal. Okay. And the weapon store. This is the other one I wanted. So, I don't know if I want to buy this one or not. Alright, I'll buy everybody else's because I know... Oh, and Cannonball. I don't think I want to do the Cannonball either. So I think I can steal something from these guys outside. So what I'll do is... I'm using Tifa. I'll get Tifa. I'm also using Red 13, but there's nothing here for him. I guess I'll buy hers. I'm going to save the rest of my money because I can't remember who has... there's an item I can steal, a weapon I can steal from one of the enemies outside of Kalm, but I can't remember what. I can't remember if it's for Barret, or I think it's the Atomic Scissors. You're right, yeah, I think it's the Atomic Scissors, which is a weapon for Barret. So I will go ahead and buy that weapon for Flounder. I'm going to go ahead and equip it. Like it matters right now anyways, but... And I will throw... I'll throw Earth on. I guess. It reduces my strength, but whatever. Alright, let's get into this. 10 minutes in, shouldn't be too bad. If you talk to her, she just tells you your party's upstairs. Alright, there we go. I actually got to walk over to him. I won't do a whole lot of talking through this. Maybe a little bit here and there. And I'm going to go slow so you guys can read it, because I'm not going to go through and read it. I played this game so many times that I'm not going to go through and read you guys this. If you guys want to read it, I will go slow enough so that you guys can. And this is just talking about you're getting the backstory of Sephiroth is what the party members wanted to hear. Because Shinra's after the Promised Land, and Sephiroth is trying to keep them from the Promised Land. Because Sephiroth is an ancient, and if you had been reading, because I tried to go slow enough for it, but if you had been reading the story up till now, you would you'd know that there are people called the Ancients. There's only one left, which is Eris, and the myth is that they can find a promised land that has an abundance of Mako energy, which the Shinra want, so they can sell it, so they can make power and sell it. Just money and power is all they're concerned about, which is why they're evil and bad. And I hope to do a lot more commentary coming up. My kids start school tomorrow, so it'll be easier for me to do recordings. Can't really do recordings when they're here. Uh, that's why the first 9 episodes were without commentary. I may even start doing survival horror games too, but it might be a couple of weeks before I do that. And we're fighting this huge dragon. Let's see if it ends up killing us. Yep, it's gonna kill us. Now Sephiroth's just gonna take the victory. Sometimes he will use life 2 on you and revive you. I do think it's pretty cool that that fight isn't scripted. I mean, the fight itself is scripted, but what happens during the fight isn't always scripted. Sephiroth has an AI. So if you end up dying, because you don't always get attacked either. Sometimes they'll attack Sephiroth and it'll do no damage to him. Probably because they probably have programmed his armor to have fire resistance specifically for that fight. But he will never die. Sometimes you don't die, sometimes you do, and sometimes he'll revive you, and other times he'll just attack like that because he got the first attack off. And when we finally get to Nibelheim later in the game, and we go up to the reactor, which is where these guys are headed now. We do end up fighting those guys, those dragons, and they are a pain in the ass. Excuse my language. Alright, let's do this. I'll try to get this over with quick. I mean, this is a big story part, But once you've seen it 100 times, it's very boring. And the survival horror that I'm thinking of doing will definitely be BioShock. I definitely want to do BioShock. I had recorded quite a few episodes of that, but I never ended up finishing it. But we're going to start from the beginning on that one. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I love survival horror, Resident Evil, Silent Hill. BioShock is much more action-packed, though, than the other ones. The other ones are, obviously Silent Hill. It's action-packed, but it's a lot of puzzles and running around. Whereas BioShock it's a first-person survival horror shooter, really. And I bet you a lot of people are familiar with that one. Okay, so if I go, I think it's this one. If I go into this one, this is Tifa's house. It will actually bring up dialogue. Did you go in? Yep, there we go. And if you tell her no, what's funny is because he's telling the story, if you say, oh no, I didn't go in your house, then it teleports you back outside, which I think is pretty funny. Oh, because here, we'll do it with her room. Because if you go in her room, she'll ask you if you went in her room. This is her parents' room. I mean, it's not like we get to keep anything if we get anything anyways. But her room is over here. And if you go in it, she's going to ask you if you went in it. And if you say no, I believe it teleports you outside again, which is what we will do to show you. Oh, oops, I hit the wrong. Sorry, guys, I hit the wrong button. Maybe it doesn't teleport you outside. Orthopedic underwear. I'm just kidding. I think that's awesome that they put that in there. I don't know if that's in the Japan version or not. I would think so. Okay, this is Flounder's house. His mother's not home. And it won't let you do anything. Oh, actually, maybe it will. Well, we'll talk about it. So yeah, I probably won't be doing any other games until I get pretty far into this one, because this is a long game. This could be up to 25 hours or more. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to show me grinding out levels, if I need to grind out levels, or grinding to increase my material levels. I haven't decided if I'm going to show that. There is a neat little trick, and you can look up videos about it, but you don't, people that know this game, you don't have to grind out the chocobo racing to get a gold chocobo. There's I don't really know if it's a glitch or not, but there's a way to consistently get, like, it like resets what you're gonna get in when you can mate your chocobos, and it's pretty easy. Like within 20 minutes you can have a gold chocobo. You can go from getting your green and blue and getting your black and then getting your wonderful to get your gold chocobo, because there is the gold chocobo. There's certain areas on the map that cannot be accessed by anything. Can't be accessed by airship, can't be accessed by any of the boats, and it can only be accessed by the gold chocobo, and the gold chocobo can run in the ocean. Green chocobo can run over mountains, blue chocobo can run in rivers, up until like in the light blue waters, and black chocobos can go in the rivers and the waters and the mountains. And there's certain little areas that you can't get to. You can only get to with specific. Obviously, the gold chocobo can get to all of them. The black chocobo can get to anywhere that the green chocobo can get to, and anywhere the blue chocobo can get to. Plus, there's a couple things that only the black chocobo and the gold chocobo can get to. But the gold chocobo can get to everything, and there is one mountain. Actually, it's not a mountain, but there's this one island that is surrounded by mountains and has grass, so you can't land your airship because you can't land your airship in the grass areas. And the gold chocobo is the only one that can get there. So the best summon in the game is there. And it's Knights of the Round, and I don't know, I haven't decided if I'm going to show that, me grinding Knights of the Round out for levels or not, because that's how we're going to end up beating Emerald Weapon. Ruby Weapon, I don't know, I'm going to have to look up strategies for Ruby, because Ruby is ridiculous. Ruby has maxed out defense, so it's really hard to do damage to Ruby Weapon. Okay. I think if we head up here, I think if we talk to him and then we can get some sleep, then we can go to sleep. Ooh. If I'm going too fast for some people, I apologize. There we go. All right. Yeah, let's get some sleep. I'm trying to. Yeah, we should finish this within a half an hour. So this might be a 40-minute, 45-minute episode. 50-minute episode. I ran around through the town, so I won't have to do that again. We learned a little bit about materia too in this. And that's the other thing, is in the first episode or second episode, I skipped talking about the materia just because it's long and it's boring. All you need to know about materia is that there's green, yellow, red, and blue. A green is magic, yellow is command, red is summon, and blue is support. I think that's the way it goes. And there's just there's a bunch of materia combinations that I didn't understand when I started playing this game at, I don't know, what was I, 14 when this came out. That's basically because I mashed through all the text and didn't read anything. And didn't even try to figure stuff out. You know, a kid. But there's different combinations of materia, like the elemental materia. Not like you need it, because some of these, if you're high enough level, these bosses, you just auto attack. Just attack and then you're done. But like the elemental materia, you can equip to your weapon. Like, say you have the lightning materia, and you have it equipped to your weapon spot materias. You can have, if they're linked, you can have materia, or you can have your attacks do lightning damage. So enemies that are weak to lightning will take more damage, or enemies that deal lightning damage, you can put it into your armor's position, and anything that does lightning damage, you will protect you from it. Like, I think it'll like half the damage or something like that. Then you've got items in the game that give you, that completely null certain effects, like lightning or fire or ice. Then there are ones that will actually give you, will heal you. Like, you'll have, if somebody does lightning damage to you, it'll actually heal you instead of do 0 damage. Which, if you're under-leveled for some bosses, actually works out. That way you're not taking, obviously you're not taking the damage you would be. And one of our guys died. One of the other soldiers. I love this game so much. It's one of my favorite games. One of them. Once I'm done with this recording, I'm going to play some Warcraft Classic. And I thought about doing some videos on Warcraft as well, especially the new Classic release. It's only been out for a week. And I'm thinking I'm only going to do dungeons. Like, when I go into a dungeon, I will record me doing the dungeons with a group. It probably won't have any commentary on that, though. It'll be no commentary. And it will be mage POV, point of view. Because that's what I play, is Alliance mage, Gnome mage, because their racial ability gives them 5% more intellect, which raises your mana. So you can cast way more spells before having to sit down and drink water. Yeah, but I'm only level 14, depending on if I can, when I get to play and everything. The first dungeon I'll do will be Dead Mines on that. And I don't think it probably won't be till level 18 or 19. But just for future reference, you know, if anybody's looking forward to other videos, I'm just going to stick with the Tuesdays and Saturdays for Final Fantasy VII for now. Probably for the next month. And then I will start mixing other stuff in. I've had other YouTube channels that I would like go all out on, and I started 2 or 3 Let's Plays, and I never finished them just because it got to be not stressful, but it was just too much. I was trying to do too much, and I got burnt out by doing them, so I stopped doing them. And then when I stopped, I never started again. So 6 months later, no new content has been put out. But it's not going to happen with this channel. I'm going to make sure of it. This is why we're starting with this one, and we're going to only do this one for a little bit. Alright, this is the Nibelheim reactor. You know, I mean, I like the calm aspect of the game, like with the big flashback and everything. But I like it for the story, but it's just so boring. And it's long. If it wasn't so long, I don't think it would bother me so much. Oh, and I appreciate everybody making the comments. Actually, it's only one person commenting, and the views, and the couple of subscribers I have. Shout out to all you guys. He wants us to look in here. Oh, he wants us to fix it. And then this is the one he wants us to look in. These are like monsters that Shinra is making, specifically Hojo, who is the scientist of the Shinra. Yeah, Mako energy condensed is materia, and then certain materias do certain things, which is what they're getting at. Which I'm glad they made that a big part of the game instead of just having it in there. They actually explain it, where it comes from, and why it's useful. And there is a reason, like half the game, there's a meteor crashing down on the planet, which was summoned from a materia. Which is why they go into so much detail about materia and Mako and all this other stuff. But this story is just so interesting. A lot of people disagree, but I think this is the best storyline in the Final Fantasy series. Final Fantasy X was excellent. Final Fantasy 12 was actually really good too. Or no, 13. 12 was good, but 13 had a really good storyline too. Which over the next few years we will be playing all of them. I have 8 all set up, so when we're done with this one, we will go to 8. 9 I have to try to find. I got to try to get 9. I have 10. I have obviously 11 is an online game. I don't play Final Fantasy 11. I used to play Final Fantasy 14, which is also an online game. We will not be doing those two. But I'll do 10, I'll do 10, I'll do 12, 13, possibly 15, although I wasn't a fan of 15. I grew up on these ones, time-based and turn-based attacking, and 15 just, I don't know. It's not like it was a bad game, because it wasn't. I just didn't like it. I don't think I gave it enough of a chance, though, because I did like it at first. I think it's going to ask us to save the game here if we want to stop. No, we're going to keep talking though, because we're really not. I might have been wrong about the times. I think we're only about 15 minutes before we're done with it. It shouldn't be too bad. I want to hear from you guys though. Do you guys want me to have a few episodes of the grinding? Maybe I won't do all of the grinding on recording, but maybe I'll do a lot of it. Or not a lot of it, but some of it anyways. Because this game can take upwards to 50 to 100 hours, especially when you're grinding to fight the super bosses, because you have to grind sources, which takes a long time. You have to morph your enemies you have to morph certain enemies into I don't want to go that way. Into the sources, guard source, mind source, all those different ones that raise your attributes. And 255 is max attributes. So when you need to farm sometimes 200, and you're talking and I won't do every single party member because I think there's 7 or 8 party members. Then you're talking like 1,000 of one source just to max everybody out. If not max, it might be more than that. Now, you can't go in this room, but this room right here contains Vincent, who is a vampire. And he is an optional party member you can get later on when you visit Nibelheim. Which we will be getting. He's one of my favorite, and I will be using him. He's one of my favorite party members. Then there's another party member who I absolutely hate, and I think everybody agrees with me. We will be getting her just because I want to. I don't think I'm going to 100% the game. I'm going to try. But 100%ing the game, actually I can't. I don't think I can now because I missed the enemy skill in the beginning of the game, or not the beginning of the game, in the Shinra headquarters. I know I'm rambling on here a little bit and talking about different things, but I don't know, this is what I like to ramble on when I'm playing a game. And I like talking about the games, to be honest with you. You know, Sephiroth basically shuts himself in here. He found out that his mother, he knew his mother's name was Genova, and then he found out when we were in the reactor that Genova was an experiment. So he's trying to figure out if he was created or if he was born. So he's going through all of Professor Gast, which is the one who created Genova, or not created, because I believe Genova was an actual person. Oh, there we go. I believe Genova was an actual person. She was an ancient, and then Sephiroth was basically created in a test tube. I could be wrong about that. And not a test tube, but he was created. It's hard to get used to these, where you need to go, because these are you are a 3D sprite on a 2D map. So sometimes the directions you press aren't the actual directions. Like aren't the the way you would think your character would move isn't always the way he's going to move. It just depends on the map. Now he finds out that he is an ancient because Genova was an ancient. Who are also called the Cetra. They're the same thing. The ancients and the Cetra are the same thing. And Professor Gast is the one that made Sephiroth and basically turned Genova into what she is now, which is a monster. Because you fight Genova like 4 times throughout the entire game. And Professor Gast is no longer... I think he's dead. I don't know... I can't remember exactly how he died, or if it even tells you how he died. But Hojo took over for Professor Gast. Actually, I think Hojo was his assistant. And Hojo's a messed up guy, too. Yeah, we should be. We're almost done. There's nothing down there. Come back for you later, Vincent. See, I was pressing one direction and I kept holding it, and the map changed, so he started going in a different direction. What was that? Oh, my keyboard must have gotten stuck. I was sitting there going, why am I moving? I'm not even doing nothing. I thought, for a second, I thought it was scripted, like he was supposed to walk that way. Oh, the town is on fire. Now, I gotta check my mom's house. And that's why he said she died a few days later. When you go into his house and he talks to his mother, you don't have to do that. You don't. You could have just gone right to the end when you first got here and slept and started this. But I walked through because he talked to his mother, and at the end of it, he said that she died a few days later. This is why she died. Is because Sephiroth set the town on fire. There is a big twist towards the end of the game. Or maybe it's the middle of the game you find out. I can't remember. I'm not going to spoil anything for people that have never seen the game before. But there are twists in this game. Oh yeah, we're almost done. So this might be another 10 more minutes, only because once I'm done with this, I'm going to head out and I'm going to save. I might try to get and find out which weapon you steal from the enemy outside Kalm. Funny thing about those enemies, well, and I'll talk about them when I get there. We'll finish this up. There's a reoccurring theme in all of Final Fantasy games. Not everything reoccurs, but a lot do. Like Bahamut. Bahamut was in the first one. I don't know if Bahamut was in every single one of them, but Bahamut plays a part in this too. He's a summon. But there are a lot of different things from past and future Final Fantasy games that just keep reoccurring. And one of these enemies, but they're not called that enemy, a specific enemy. I think they have a different name, but it's supposed to simulate those. And I believe this enemy is supposed to be a reoccurring theme. Okay, so we are going to head up and confront Sephiroth about what he did by burning the town down and killing everybody. I hope my mic sounds okay. I did a couple of test recordings. I had to mess around with the settings a little bit because it sounded like I was getting a lot of feedback. I tested it out and it sounded okay like the fourth time I started recording. I'm so excited to get this far in the game. Every playthrough that I've done, I don't even remember if I did the Kalm. I got to Kalm, but I don't think I even did uploaded any of this. So I'm further now than I have been than I was the last time I did this playthrough. Recording wise, I've beaten this game probably 6 or 7 times. And actually, it was last year or the year before I beat it on the PS4. And I was actually, I still have my saved game for the PS4. And I might have gone too fast for you guys. And I was in the middle of my grinding when I stopped playing that one. Grinding for my sources. Warning for anybody who has epilepsy or seizures, and the warning was a bit too late. Yeah, they didn't really do too good of a job at warning people with epilepsy when this came out, because that right there probably put a lot of people into seizures. And it's amazing too that, if you pay attention to the story and everything, all of this can be applied to real life. When you're talking about corporations and, controlling what people hear and what people see, not saying that that's what happens all the time and the media is controlled by the government or corporations or anything like that, but you never know. And then they definitely influence what they want you to see. There's no doubt about that. And the whole theme of the Shinra, all they want is money. They want the money and power, and they're willing to kill the planet Let's wait a sec. Might as well. All the Shinra Corporation wants is money and power, and they're willing to do anything for it. Beautiful, just beautiful. All right, let's once we leave here, we are going to get our PHS system, which is the player party. I can't even remember what it stands for. Party hopping system. I think that's what it stands for. Is party hopping system, which lets you change out. Yeah, I think it's party hopping system. Change party members, and it lets you switch out. Obviously, switch out your party members. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to equip Tifa with her new weapon. Oh yeah, I do have more materia. I'll throw heal on her. I gotta remember, because I keep pressing wrong buttons too. It'll unequip my materia. Now we can go ahead and I want to show you. It's in these dark areas. No, it's not these guys. I gotta find out who has steel anyways. I think it's Tifa. I think Tifa has this steel. Nope, Red 13 does. Okay. I do want steel to level up, and it does. It takes a long time. Steel takes a long time to level up to get Mug. When your materia levels up, for people that don't know, when your materia levels up, you get new abilities. Some materias get new abilities, some don't. Some just have the one and just get stronger every time. But like Bolt, you get Bolt. You start out with Bolt, then you get Bolt 2, then Bolt 3. Uh-oh. What's he gonna steal from me? Echo screen, that's fine. Guard stick, no, we want that. Not like it's any good for Eris anymore, but it's Eris's first weapon. And nope, and he left. That's alright. Whatever. Just lost Eris's first weapon. Alright. Might as well make this a double episode. I will go until an hour. If I can't find it, I can't find it. Nope. I do want to find out. Oh, no. Yes, dear. I do want to find out what that guy has, because I don't know what that guy has. High potion. I apologize if you guys can hear that in the background. Apparently somebody's doing some work outside of my house. So I hope you guys can't hear that. Alright, come on. Oh, and this area is also dark like this. The ground, and it's because the Shinra are sucking the Mako energy out, and it's killing the planet in this area. And when I level up too, my guys will get stronger, so these fights will be quicker. I don't have any editing software right now, so I can't really cut this stuff out of the video. I really should be, making videos. You would think that I would have an editing software, but I don't. I'm using what the computer came with, the recording software that the computer came with, and it doesn't have any editing options. I might not end up fighting one. It's alright. Oh, here we go. These guys. Oh, you can attack that guy. You can steal from that guy. See if I can attack that guy. We're gonna go ahead and this guy, yeah, I was gonna say this guy might die. So now I'm just going to sit here and steal. Actually, what I could do is there it is, atomic scissors. Oh, I just cured again, didn't I? Alright, so that's what it was. It was the atomic scissors. Let's go. Let's throw up a braver. Oh, and it's a back attack. Jeez, 500 damage. Okay. Was he really one experience point away? Alright, guys. Well, that does it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you want. Do you want to see me grind for levels? Do you want to see me grind for my material levels? If you do, let me know. If you want to see some of it but not all of it, that's fine too. I mean, I can also dedicate an episode entirely to grinding. That way, if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to watch that episode. But don't forget, leave a comment. I need to, I want to know what you guys want to see. All right. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you next episode.